This is the news.
Mental health is real. Seek help. End the stigma. On the news this evening. Former President Buhari buried in Dara. Stakeholders in Rivers State speak on legacies of late President Buhari. Former Labour leader Lily West calls on Governor Fubara to scrap contributory pension scheme. London Mayor Khan speaks to Nigeria Info FM as he begins historic Africa trade mission. On the foreign scene, Israel bombs Syrian government forces, kills 100 people. I am Kaladakoru Batubo. Good evening. We'll go for a quick commercial. When we return, the news in detail. Welcome back. Now the news in detail. The body of former President Muhammadu Buhari has been buried. His body was lowered into the ground at about 5:51 p.m. Earlier, he received 21 gun salutes from the military as a mark of respect to the retired army general. President Bola Tinubu, Prime Minister of Niger Republic Ali Lamin Zene, former Niger Republic President Mahamadou Issoufou, as well as other African leaders were among the dignitaries who witnessed the final burial rites of the former president in Daura. Governors, ministers, and hosts of other dignitaries attended the event. Earlier, the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, as well as members of his family, conveyed the body of the former president from London to the Umaru Musa Yaradua Airport in Katsina State. From the airport, the late president's body was transported by specially prepared ambulance under tight security to Dara as residents lined up to pay their final respects. As you may know, 25 Federal Executive Council members have been directed to attend the burial and remain in Dara for the third-day prayers on Wednesday. President Tinubu declared a 7-day national mourning period from Sunday, July the 13th, with flags flying at half-mast nationwide. A public holiday was also declared today to honor the late president. The special Federal Executive Council meeting scheduled for today was postponed to Friday, July the 18th. Buhari, who served as Nigeria's head of state from 1983 to 1985, returned as a democratically elected president from 2015 to 2023, died in London on Sunday, July the 13th, 2025, at the age of 82 after an undisclosed illness. Meanwhile, some analysts have been speaking on what former President Muhammadu Buhari will be remembered for in the Niger Delta region as his legacy projects. National Treasurer of Ijaw National Congress INC, Philip Agu, who commiserated with the late President Buhari's family, said the East-West Road, which was one of his campaign promises, never received the kind of attention during his administration. Mr. Ago spoke with correspondent Soibi Oruwari.
The Niger Deltans, we cannot pinpoint critical infrastructural development that was carried out by his administration that we can feel, particularly the East-West Road. But one can quickly recall that the East-West Road was one of the campaign points that was raised by people who supported him. And we were thinking that one of the quick gifts given to the Niger Deltans is the quick fix of that East-West Road. But it remained in that bad state until his tenure completed.
The INC national leader, however, said the level of peace enjoyed in the Niger Delta region during the administration of the late president was a result of the award of the pipeline surveillance contract to an indigenous contractor from the region.
The crisis in the Niger Delta at least was curbed to a reasonable extent. For instance, the award of the pipeline surveillance job to indigenous firms actually created an environment of peace to a reasonable extent. What we are there looking for is basically the oil and gas facilities that they were able to secure so that the economy of the country will not go down. So there was no way they would have overlooked the security situation in the Niger Delta.
On his part, a public affairs analyst, Kaladakoru Ige, said the Ogonis, including the people of the Niger Delta, will not forget the late former president Buhari because his administration ensured that IPREP and the Boni Border Road got adequate funding.
Remember that the IPREP kicked off under his tenure. He started IPREP and ensured that they got funding and they kicked off. Of course, you know that the Boni Road also continued under his administration. And remember that under his administration, Nigeria Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, at least their own complex in GRA in Port Harcourt. Not much could be said about him in terms of East-West Road, even though I know that the contractor got additional funding under Buhari's administration, but I don't think we saw much of improvement East-West Road.
Mr. Ige said that though the late president did not achieve much when it came to the East-West Road, his administration ensured the completion of the second Niger Bridge.
You could also commend him for completing the new Niger Bridge, I should rather say now, that connects Anambra and Delta State, that is connecting Onitsha and Asaba. That's a major logistics timeline in Nigeria's economic sector to be able to get the second Niger Bridge. And you find out that I think we also got a loan to be able to fix the Port Harcourt Aba Enugu Railway, although it didn't end at the end of his administration, but that Port Harcourt to Aba Railway has now been completed.
Some Port Harcourt residents also expressed mixed thoughts about the legacies of former President Buhari.
In his regime, he was a good president. I think even though today things are like this, but as at when he was alive, he was president, he was presiding on behalf of Nigeria as a president, at least things were not hard as it is today.
I was calling him 50% because of his personal character.
All the times when he ruled, no good thing come out for Nigeria now. When he was a military administrator, he bring Operation Feed Yourself. He later becomes civilian president. The worst. Rice bag that we normally buy for 7,000 and rise up to 80,000, 70,000. It caused the problem that Tinubu is now carrying on.
Because of everything now is very high. You can't compare to the time that he was ruling. That is one thing I can comment about him.
In other news, former chairman of the Nigeria Civil Service Union in Rivers State, Opuoyibo Lily West, is asking the suspended governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, to stop the contributory pension scheme for civil servants immediately he is reinstated. Lily West made this known in an interview with correspondent Soibi Oruwari while speaking on the plans by the Rivers State Sole Administrator to start the scheme this month. He said the union had resisted the move by the previous government to implement the scheme without, or to implement the scheme without addressing the concerns of workers.
In their appointment letter, there was nothing like along the line they are going to change the policy about their pension and gratuity. It was not there. It's a pensionable job they are giving to you, and that is a defined pension scheme. How can you change the goalposts at the middle of the game? We have already interfaced with him and we told him that, see, this policy is not good for our people. Repeal it. He said, no, but you can repeal it. In Akwa Ibom State, the present Senate president, when he was a governor in Akwa Ibom, he repealed it and asked that the people money should be refunded. I'm going to remind him again about this particular scheme and plead with him to help us to jettison it until when the new employment plus staffs comes in, they can now start it on.
The Labour leader dismissed a report that the leadership of the Labour Union has not agreed with the sole administrator to start the implementation of the new scheme.
Yes, first let me start by saying that it was not accepted by Labour leaders. It was accepted by Alex Ogwanwo, that is the NSC chairman. The entire Labour leaders are against these draconic policies against our workers. We resisted it before, we are going to resist it. Reasons as that contributory pension scheme has never worked in anywhere in this state, in this country. I only mentioned about Jigawa State and Kano. That was the only area where it was working. But as we speak, no state contributory pension scheme is working. He accepted it himself as NSC chairman, not on behalf of the workers in this particular case.
Still to come, London Mayor Khan speaks to Nigeria Info FM as it begins historic Africa trade mission. Do stay tuned, we'll be right back. To the newscast. Some Port Harcourt residents say the use of sirens on roads in River State is alarming. Recall that a lawyer, his pregnant wife and 2-year-old daughter almost died along the Port Harcourt Airport Road after a police escort vehicle forced their car off the road and into a nearby bush. In an interview with our correspondent, residents say sirens cause noise pollution and unnecessary panic for road users. They urged authorities to checkmate the now rampant use.
If anyone should create awareness with that siren, the person needs to hold a position. It is not proper for an individual to just come to the road or pass with a siren. The siren signifies something. For example, firefighter, they are creating the awareness so that they will make space for them to pass.
If I hear a siren in my mind, either it's a government official or somebody died or police.
The use of a siren in our public road is alarming. Most times when siren is being used, people get confused. You see them running helter-skelter, and in such situation, accident can happen. The use of siren should be checkmated.
It's very, very crazy blowing siren for no just reason. The police should look into it and have a limitation or people that has access to this.
The sole administrator of Gokana Local Government Council, Professor Gospel Bay, has called on youths in the area to remain law-abiding and steer clear of social vices. Professor Pierre stated these when the leadership of the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Gokana chapter, paid him a courtesy visit in his office. The Gokana Council boards praised the council led by Barinada Palap for setting a positive example by promoting discipline and good conduct among young people in the area.
I was very happy with them because the youths are the life wire of any society, because they hold the aids of the society. And I have just informed them this afternoon that those things other youths do that they have decided not to do, it's not that they can do it. They can do it. Those things, those vices that other youth practice, the youth I saw here today, staying away from vices that divide us.
On his part, the president of the NYCN, Gokana chapter, Barina Dakpalap, said the youth are open to partnerships with government agencies and other stakeholders to advance youth interests in the area, and also commended the council boss for recognizing the youth and offering them a platform to contribute to the development of the local government area.
We've been able to reach out to security agencies, and also the need for us to meet with the LGSO administrator was very, very important to us as a council. And today the man obliged, and we're here to discuss the welfare of Gokana youths. And as a matter of fact, we appeal to him to look into the issues that we've presented so far. Gokana have always been known for their peaceful disposition, and we're also appealing that the issue of drug peddling and environmental issues that we've faced over the time should be tackled. The youth are ready to partner with the council and other individuals or private individuals who are willing to work for the interest of Gokana Kingdom.
Now, the Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, has kicked off a historic trade mission to Africa starting in Lagos. It is the first ever visit by a sitting London mayor to the continent. Khan is leading a 27-member business delegation to boost UK-Africa trade, tech, and cultural ties. Speaking exclusively to Nigeria Info at the John Randall Centre, the London mayor headlined a major event titled Bridging Borders, How London and Lagos Can Shape the Future of Global Tech.
So I'm here to explain to your listeners why London's a place to be, because of not just our great tech sector, not just because of our great cultural sector, creativity, higher education, but also we have more than 150,000 Londoners, and they're Londoners, by the way, of Nigerian origin. We have Little Lagos in Peckham in South London. I could go on. So, look, I'm loving Lagos. It's great.
At the event, he praised Lagos tech growth, calling it a key player in shaping global innovation and entrepreneurship.
I know that Lagos is the number one tech city in Africa, while London is the number one tech city in Europe. So it's top of the league in Europe, top of the league in Africa, having a partnership.
Now let's take a look at the foreign scene.
And now we'll bring you news from around the world.
Israel says it bombed Syrian government forces around Suweda as they entered the predominantly Druze city following 2 days of deadly sectarian clashes. About 100 people have reportedly been killed since the fighting between Druze militias and Bedouin tribes erupted on Sunday. Syria's defense minister announced a ceasefire in Suweda on Tuesday morning, saying an agreement had been reached with local dignitaries for security forces to deploy there. However, one Druze spiritual leader urged local fighters to resist. Later, Israel Prime Minister said he had ordered strikes on forces and weapons in the Suweda area because the government intended to use them against the Druze. Now, a quick recap on the news this evening. You heard former President Muhammadu Buhari has been buried in his hometown, Daura, Katsina State. Stakeholders in Rivers State have spoken on the legacies of late President Buhari in the Niger Delta region. Former Labour leader Lily West wants Governor Fubara to scrap contributory pension scheme when he is reinstated. London Mayor Sadiq Khan has spoken to Nigeria Info FM as he begins his historic Africa trade mission. And on the foreign scene, Israel has bombed Syrian government forces and killed 100 people. The news was edited by Onyeka Chiwosu. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808 721 7215.